Hello everyone, this is Shantanu Bhosale and welcome you all in Curious Academy. In our today's video, we will discuss about electronics export, which now is surpassing petroleum products and attaining second spot in export. Now, see, India's electronics export, which is driven by iPhone manufacturing boom, has surged record high and is becoming second spot in exports, surpassing the petroleum products exports. This transitional shift highlights the success of Make in India and production linked incentive scheme and also reflect global supply chain realignment away from China towards India and Taiwan. Now let's look at the export numbers in current financial year 2025 to 26. Between April to September quarter, electronics will reach at second spot. As you can see, here we have exported iPhones worth $10 billion. Year on year growth is of 75% and total smartphones sold worth are more than 1 lakh crore. And electronic products exported are also record high, and petroleum products exports are moderating due to lower Russian crude exports. Electronics are now projected to overtake petroleum as the second highest export category after engineering goods in FY 2025-26. Last financial year, we exported electronic goods worth $38.58 billion and petroleum products worth $44.3 billion, which means last year we have exported petroleum products higher compared to electronic goods, but in this FY we are projected to surpass petroleum products. What are the main reasons behind this phenomenal growth? The biggest reason is Apple, as Apple has shifted this manufacturing in India after COVID-19 pandemic through their contract manufacturers such as Foxconn, Pegatron, Wistron, which is now Tata Electronics, which has rapidly increased production and export from India. Right now, India is a major contributor in iPhone manufacturing. 1 out of 5 iPhone is made in India and exporting millions of devices to the United States and European markets. Last quarter, between April to June alone, $6 billion worth of iPhones exported, nearly doubling year-on-year basis. Government initiatives such as Make in India, production-linked incentive scheme have benefited this transitional shift, as government have given tax benefits and subsidies. Central and state governments have provided simplified custom procedures, fast-track clearances for air shipments, tax benefits and land allotment for manufacturing units. These policies have attracted more than $10 billion since 2020 in electronics manufacturing. Other than this, there is global supply chain realignment happening. World now wants less dependent on China and are finding other alternatives because of the COVID-19 pandemic opened the eyes of the world, as there was major bottlenecks in global supply chain in COVID-19 period, thus giving way to China plus one. Besides this, there are rising labor costs in China which impact the overall price. China is no more the cheapest manufacturer of the world. Again, the ongoing trade tension between the United States and China is also hampering the situation, and the world needs diversified manufacturing bases, as they don't want to over-dependent on single nation. So that's why India is emerging a major alternative hub of manufacturing with its large workforce, competitive costs and policy incentives such as PLI and Make in India by government make Bharat a great choice for foreign companies to set up their manufacturing bases. There are geopolitical and trade factors. Indian refiners have cut down the Russian crude imports following United States pressure and sanctions, leading to decline in petroleum export volume as there is less cheap petroleum available. This slowdown in petroleum exports, coupled with electronic goods exponential rises, have followed electronic sector to close the gap rapidly. US and European trade partners are increasingly sourcing electronics directly from India due to tariff and logistical advantages. Why this matters? Economic transformation. This marks the historic diversification of India's export base from resource-driven sector to technology and manufacturing-led growth. Electronic offer high value addition, better job creation and strong linkages compared to raw commodity exports such as refined petroleum. Now petroleum products have become the most volatile in nature due to the US president and Russian-Ukraine conflict. This boosts job and the industry, creates jobs across multiple industries such as assembly lines, component manufacturing, packaging and logistics, quality assurance and testing. Besides this, electronic sector growth encourages local suppliers ecosystem for components and accessories such as charger, headphone covers. Trade balance and current account. Electronic exports contribute to reducing the trade deficit, offsetting declines in petroleum exports. However, India still imports critical electronic components, which moderates the net benefit of the trade. If India increases its share in global technology supply chain, it enhances the strategic and economic diplomacy leveraged towards over major trading partners such as United States, European Union and Japan. Risks associated with electronic sectors. First, financial year hasn't completed. The projection we have taken are of biannually and not yet confirmed and not final figures. Actual export total may vary depending on Q3 and Q4 performance and global demand. Second, petroleum market volatility. Global crude prices are fluctuating. Refining margins and supply disruptions could temporarily boost petroleum again. Then electronics may not come second if petroleum exports boost. Third, we are dependent on electronic components which we import such as semiconductor, PCBs, advanced components, limiting local value addition. Fourth, geopolitical and trade uncertainty such as tariffs may hinder the export. Fifth, there is infrastructure and skill gaps in our country such as strong logistics system, skilled labor force and reliable power and port connectivity. Economic and policy implications of this. Definitely, enhancing local manufacturing ecosystem and job creation. There will be investment climate which encourages more FDI. Energy sector as the question of petroleum products may get stagnant. Trade diplomacy enhances India's credibility. Industrial policy validates initiatives such as Make in India, PLI, signals for deeper reforms. Electronic exports for next some year are to grow at 20 to 25% annually. If current trends continue, India could soon emerge as the global manufacturing hub for high-end smartphones, and next challenge is of localizing the semiconductor and components systems as we are heavily dependent on Vietnam and China. Thank you for watching Curious Academy. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.